Hello and welcome to 2020. Tonight we'll be talking about Dante's Inferno and have an exclusive interview with both Virgil and Dante, including special guests from certain levels of hell. Dante was born in Florence in spring of 1265. There were many political conflicts in Italy since it was divided in two, and it completely changed his mind. In 1302, Dante was exiled and never returned to Florence. He had never had a permanent home and was dependent on wealthy patrons across northern Italy. He condemned the interference of the church, especially with the Pope. Now we go on to this story.
My name is Dante Algieri. I'm going to climb this mountain so that I can talk to my beloved dead Beatrice. Oh my gosh.
In order to talk to Beatrice, you'll have to go through all levels of hell. A woman who once knew Dante came from heaven to hell to ask me to be his guide on this journey.
Where am I?
This is the first level of hell. Souls here led virtuous lives, but were either born before Christ or were never baptized. Both Noah and Moses lived here, but after Christ descended into hell between his death and resurrection, he let them go to heaven.
Then we passed through the gates into the first circle of hell. It was called Limbo, and it was where neither good nor bad people went. Homer, Horace, Ovid, and Lucan brought us to the castle of Limbo and led us through the seven walls to the second layer.
Let us lead you through the castle to the second layer of hell.
Everyone who wasn't baptized or was born before Christ lives here. This includes me.
Moved on to the second layer, filled with the lustful. They were constantly pelted by rain and wind. And Cleopatra was here. The third layer was filled with the gluttonous. They were forced to lay down on the ground in sewage.
Asked some guy that apparently used to live in Florence what the political future looks like.
Remember me? I'm Giasco. I spent my early life in Florence.
What's the future of Florence?
It'll thrive.
What about the other political leaders?
Oh, they're in the deeper levels of hell.
Yes.
When you go back up to Earth, remember my name.
The fourth layer was filled with corrupt clergymen, cardinals, and popes. The fifth layer was filled with the wrathful who lived in anger during their lifetime. They were first to drown in a swampy river. When we got into the sixth level, it was filled with people who were heretics or didn't believe in God, and I ran into my friend's dad. Oh my gosh, it's my friend's dad.
If you're here, where's my son?
He's still on the earth level.
Oh no!
The sixth circle of hell is interesting because it's people who never believed in God in the first place.
We entered the seventh layer of hell, which was filled with people who committed violent acts against others, against themselves, and against God, art, and nature. First, we saw a huge monster, and then I saw a river of blood. Oh my gosh.
Take off a branch.
Ow! My punishment for killing myself on Earth is becoming a tree.
Then we entered the eighth level of hell. It was separated into 10 different pouches. First, we saw the pimp seducers and the people who deceive women for their own advantage. Jason was among them. The second pouch was filled with a horrible stench. The people here were flatterers, and they were in a pit of their own filth. Then we moved on to the third pouch. The people in this pouch had bought or sold pardons or offices, and they were buried in the ground with only their feet sticking out, and their feet were on fire. One of these people included Pope Nicholas III.
Yeah, I took a bribe, but there's worse people still
The
alive.
fourth pouch was filled with people who tried to look into the future in unholy ways. Their punishment was to trudge in a straight line with their heads pointed the wrong way, and these included astrologers and magicians. The fifth pouch was filled with people who accepted bribes or were barterers. They were skewered by demons with long spears, and one of the prisoners offered to summon 7 Italians so we could speak with them about what it was like in the fifth pouch. The demons find out and they get upset with us, and so then we had to sprint. The sixth pouch was filled with hypocrites, and some of them were crucified, but we couldn't really see them because one of the bridges was broken. Because the bridge was collapsed, we had to climb some treacherous rocks to get to the seventh pocket. Thieves were here, and they were chased by snakes, and once the snakes bit them, they burst into flames. I saw a political person of mine, Vanni Fucci.
I hated Dante seeing my suffering in hell that I told him about the fall of his political party.
The 8th pocket was for fraud. All the Greeks from the Trojan War were included in this, and Ulysses and Gudria Montefeltro were here. Everyone was on fire. The 9th pocket was for schism and scandal. Mohammed, Bertrand de Born, and ancestors who died unavenged were all here. They circled perpetually, pointlessly. The 10th pouch was for falsifiers of metals, other people, counterfeiters, and liars, and they were covered in scabs. A giant brought us down to the 9th circle of hell, which was a frozen lake. The 1st pocket was the traitors of their own children. The 2nd pocket was traitors of the homeland, and then Fra Albergino and Brancadoria had their own pocket. They haven't died yet, but their souls were already in hell, while demons filled their bodies. The center pocket, known as Judeca, had Satan's 3 heads, each chewing on Judas, Cassius, and Brutus, who betrayed their benefactors.
Now that we have seen all layers of hell, we have to leave. Wow, that story's fascinating. Well, I'll see you all next time on 2020.